Welcome, everybody. It is Orange Hat Uncensored. We are going live to keep the consistency of the Friday night shit show. Janet from another planet cannot join us tonight. She is busy with family. Family is important, especially on Memorial Day weekend. So we are going to be covering the Friday night shit show, giving our twists and turns and all that other cool shit. And we are live on both X and YouTube. We will be discussing uncensored topics, meaning my personal two are going to be the Mar-a-Lago Trump raid and the insanity that has come out in the reports of certain issues, as well as my state's governor being a total Hillary Clinton and insulting millions of Americans, as well as thousands of New Yorkers. So I also have Ruben Christopher Haynes with me. How you doing, Ruben?
Very good, very good. Yeah, you're right. That Hochul had her deplorables moment, and it was and say with AOC.
Yep. I mean, basically, this is my message to Governor Hochul.
Shut your fucking mouth! Shut the fuck up, you cunt! Shut it!
So, yeah, because honestly, woman, you really are detached from reality. I mean, when it comes to that, and there are these others, New Yorkers, a lot of them like to vote Democrat, but, you know, it does kind of put me in this kind of a situation.
This is a new feeling. Pride in someone else.
Yeah.
No, but just like Disney and mainstream media that is very slow to change, and does things the same thing. These political dinosaurs doing things the same way. This has been done before, and we were talking about before the stream, where people don't get their news now from these sources. We don't go to CNN, we don't go to Fox, we go to Twitter, or we go to sources that are labeled as misinformation, but actually are bringing out real stories. Investigative reporters. I was mentioning Cheryl Atkinson and Laura Logan before. And that's where we go. And now the same thing here, where you have a politician that is completely oblivious to what the people want, out of touch. That's the thing. And who is in touch? Trump is in touch. And what he did yesterday is unbelievable. I was seeing something that I had never seen before in the realm of, because again, think about it this way. The people who have sat out, who have said, I don't want to be part of politics. And there's a good amount of people that have done that, who have never voted in an election, will probably vote this time. And that, if they do that, if people rise up and say there's actually somebody who actually gives a crap about them and what they're going through, because everything Trump's been saying, his words of it he's saying have been on mark, and everything that the establishment has said about him is completely wrong.
Yep.
So far, go ahead.
Yep. We got 4 people watching on X, 1 person watching on Ruben's channel. So hello to everybody who are watching. So let's get into this first topic, folks, which is, let me get the banner out. Lethal force was authorized on the Mar-a-Lago FBI raid. Now, folks, I am going to clarify before we go any further. I am not a legal expert. I am not a law enforcement expert. I am not a law enforcement official. I don't know the protocol. However, I am not a retard either, and I can make some deductive reasoning when it does come to certain aspects of what is going on. So when it comes to a former president, and yes, despite what people think, Donald Trump was a former president, and he was president. He still is a former president. He might even be the new president coming up at the end of November. and in the at the end of January as well. But the thing is, when you are exercising an FBI raid, I'm sorry, but there's no precedent for law enforcement officers of the Department of Justice that they may use deadly force when necessary. What were they expecting? That Donald Trump and his Secret Service were going to light him up as soon as they showed up? I mean, I'm sorry, folks, but as much as many people may claim that this is a conspiracy theory and shit, I'm not going to fucking let them freaking start saying, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. They weren't going to kill him. Bull fucking shit. We have people that were trying to impeach him before he even got into fucking office. We have the current DOJ prosecuting him on the most frivolous bullshit in New York and in Georgia. We have and most of these people are proven corrupt. And yet you're going to tell me that the FBI, which also was spying on his campaign when he was running for president, wasn't planning on putting a bullet in him if he was on residence. They could have easily planted a gun in his hand after shooting him. I mean, you know how easy it is to freaking fake that shit, folks. I'm telling you now, it's very easy to set shit up and make the freaking evidence look like it actually worked. And you know, folks, I'm sorry, but it is very possible that they were planning on actually assassinating a former president because they didn't like the fact that he wasn't turning over documents that were declassified, and he was allowed to have them. All former presidents are allowed to have personal files. So then he was literally exercising his actual legal rights. President Trump knows the law because he has a fucking army of lawyers who also know and have to be read in on certain things now that he was a former president. And they all agreed they had no legal right to raid Mar-a-Lago and to authorize the use of deadly force simply for going in after classified documents. What were they expecting? That he was going to freaking light him up? That him and his Secret Service were going to shoot law enforcement officials? Get the fuck out of here. If you think that shit, if you are actually that stupid and you actually think that this was anything less than a hope to God he's there so we could put a bullet in him so we don't have to deal with him in 2024 moment, I'm telling you right now, that was going through their minds because they know that they can't win any other way other than getting him out of the picture. What are your thoughts on this, Ruben?
Well, you're exactly correct. And the thing is that they keep on equating the mainstream media, equating him as Hitler, keep equating him as, orange and bad, but, going Hitler route, and that he's a threat to democracy, which they keep on saying over and over and over again. It's like making people dumber and dumber all the time. And
we're a republic, folks, not a democracy.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that, and you're correct, the fact that they're saying use deadly force, and there's two things that are it's collusion in a way. Because number one, you had Biden signing off on this, and Merrick Garland signing off on this, the FBI director signing off on this, and then lo and behold, the other person who got a heads up was Ron DeSantis in Florida. Yeah. And that's also dangerous. We're looking at a very dangerous time in our American history where we've already had the revelation about the CIA and JFK. We've had the revelation of all these things that are coming out. Again, last year was the whole there's aliens, and then no one said anything. No one blinked an eye. So people are just so out of touch, and that's on purpose. And this raid. Well, when they were doing this, I said this is very bad for America. But what came out last week or this past week with this deadly force thing, that's again they want it's a Julius Caesar moment. They wanted that. It's insane.
Yeah, they wanted Trump out of the way. I guarantee you, they were hoping that Trump was there, folks, so that they could possibly set up and execute the president or the former president of the United States so that they would have any reason to get rid of him. And we all know they are pulling out all the stops short of an actual literal assassination attempt aside from this one.
Right.
They were hoping he was at Mar-a-Lago. He wasn't, thankfully. Thank God that President Trump was not at Mar-a-Lago the night that the FBI showed up to kill him. And
But
yes, I am stating that.
They broke into Barron's room. They raided his
Yep.
room, Melania's room. What?
They tore the
And
place
what's
up.
weird? Yes, and what they were also doing is that they also they after the fact, their CNN and MSNBC were showing pictures. See this guy, this Trump operative, he's moving boxes of papers on a picture, and they set those photos up, the whole photo display when they were showing the boxes in the bathroom and all that stuff. They put them there. It's a setup.
Yeah, they put him there to
That is just as
they falsified evidence, and
it's just as egregious as putting a gun in somebody's hand and then taking a picture. It's the same thing. You're putting the documents in his bathroom, and you put them there on purpose. They put them there in the bathroom to say, "Oh, they weren't locked up. They were like, in a bathroom. They were here in the garage." And then we say they were in the garage. Well, if they're in the garage for Biden, they're in the bathroom for Trump. There's no difference. No, you put them there. The FBI, you moved them there. You put them there and then took a picture. Biden had them all over the place. Had, Squall, Will, Fang, all this sort of stuff. Again, this think about it. Here's where this is the root of all this is when Trump called the Ukrainian president back in 2015, well, 2016, around there. And that's when the whole, he's doing all this. He's doing something bad. He's doing something bad. He wants, again, the Ukrainian president back then was not Zelensky. Now there is no Ukrainian president. We have a Ukrainian dictator. Hello? God, it's just nuts.
I mean, when it comes to Zelensky, folks, I saw that shit coming a mile away because honestly, when he's saying, "Oh, we're going to need this amount of money to sustain this war, but then we're also going to need this amount of money," when he was saying you're going to have to provide monthly payments of billions of dollars, I'm sorry, I would have said, "Okay, nope, we are done with you. You are on your own." First off, you're not a NATO or you're not a member of NATO, so we are not obligated to help you. Secondly, I am going to open up peace negotiations between you and Russia. If you do not attend those negotiations, if you both are not willing to sit down and talk the shit out, guess what? I will take it as you are willing to push this war in order for your own personal gain. Folks, this is absolute insanity. But back to the illegal illegal raid, because that is what it was, folks. There is no real getting around it. This was an illegal raid. They wanted to kill Donald Trump because they did not like what they were. They did not like what they were seeing. They did not like what they had. Or they did not like that they had Donald Trump beating them in the polls. They didn't like the fact that he was not willing to step down, even though he did step down. He went peacefully. There was a peaceful transfer of power. Regardless of what people think, January 6th was not an insurrection, because if they are going to call that tiny little skirmish an insurrection, then they might as well hold on one moment. They might as well call all those other times that they had other Democratic rioters trying to take over things. They should call them freaking insurrectionists as well.
I was gonna be there, but I couldn't make it. I couldn't go. I was.
Yeah.
Because most people, because the vast majority of people that were there are patriots, of course, and they know the truth that January 6th was the certification, was the real vote for president. That's when you do it. And and Pence, pussy, should have done the right thing, and he didn't. And then
No, he didn't.
the FBI and then Pelosi set it all up so that they can have all of the false flag that they did, the psyop.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit.
Yeah. So, moving on to the next story here. Let's see, or let me get the banner up. Our New York governor, Kathy Hochul, has pulled a Hillary Clinton, and she has decided that millions of Americans are clowns because they support Trump. And I'm thinking to myself, did you seriously say that? Did you fucking seriously pull that shit? So we got this. I also got this up from Gays for Trump, I believe it's called. But
it's fake
this
Dapper.
is the video or CNN thing. Yeah. So I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it, or we'll give you our thoughts on it.
Well, I'll tell you, it won't make a difference at all, Jake, and that is for Donald Trump to be the ringleader of and invite all his clowns to a place like the Bronx.
First off, well, let me actually speed this up because she is a really slow talker.
Ringleader? What the frick is she talking about?
Yeah. It's like, are you serious right now? Because one, there were people who were Black, Hispanic, Asian. All of them were there to support Trump. All of them were from the Bronx.
Lady, you weren't even
they
elected.
Were literally asked. Yeah.
Jesus
Christ. She was elected after the installation after Cuomo got booted, but Zeldin honestly almost won because he lost by a couple thousand votes. Gosh. But yeah, let's get back to it here.
New York will never, ever support Donald Trump for president. We know him better than anyone, and that means we understand what he's all about is just for himself. So,
just for himself? After 9/11, he was down on ground zero.
But honestly, when has he done anything since he's announced as president onwards just for himself? Everything has been done for the people. He is one of a few presidents that didn't take a salary, that donated his salary. He's doing it out of love of America.
Yep. He was president for free, folks. Yeah. So, and also,
I don't know. I'm just like dumbfounded by the whole thing.
Saying that he's all in it for himself. Who was the one who cleaned up Central Park? Who was the one who gave people freaking jobs off the street? And even when he was campaigning for the first time back in 2016, gave a person of color, a veteran from our military, a job who needed it or as an interior designer at Trump Tower. He's like, you know what? I will set you up at Trump Tower. I'm looking for an interior designer and whatnot. We'll see what you got. Right off the freaking campaign trail, and everybody's like, oh, he was racist. Yet he provided more for the Black community than anyone else in the presidency.
Where is he racist? I don't understand this. Where does this racist thing come from? I've not seen him as being racist at all.
Oh, he's not. Everybody wants to try pulling in the Central Park 5 thing as well.
Oh, God.
Which has also been largely debunked.
Yeah, but what to that yeah, but just that on a surface, composed to the other side being Biden saying if you're not Black, you're not voting for Trump, or you're voting for me or whatever. You ain't Black. What is this crap?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's absolutely nuts.
That's keep you in chain. He'll keep you in chains if we need to try to. What the hell?
He was saying that about Romney. He was doing that during his vice presidential.
With the affliction, remember the affliction he said in the word.
Yeah, I mean, let's continue this witch's words.
this state will go solidly behind Joe Biden for president,
No, it won't.
as it has in the past. So he wants to spend his time doing these made-up fake rallies and pretending they're support here. Be my guest.
Fake rallies, 30,000 people. That wasn't fake.
Because while you're doing that, Donald Trump, Joe Biden's out there on the other side, making sure he's delivering for all Americans. And so go ahead, spend all your time you want in New York, because we'll be with Joe Biden, and Joe Biden's out there winning over the rest of the battleground.
Oh
and
my
this
God.
is why, folks, I will never support Kathy Hochul, because she doesn't support New York. She only supports her voters. And that is why I think that Kathy Hochul should be held to immediate dismissal from her post. Because if you are not willing to serve all of New Yorkers, not just Democrats, but Republicans and independents, libertarians, all New Yorkers, you have no right to serve as the governor of this state. Just because we didn't elect you or vote for you does not mean you get to turn your back on us, insult us, and call us all sorts of fucking names. You do not have that right. You are elected to serve us, not to rule us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that pisses me off beyond measure, the way that this bitch, this fucking cunt, thinks that she can actually say this shit and call people clowns simply because she doesn't like the fact that Donald Trump being stuck in New York by legal mandate, through support by her as well, by the way. She supports this unlawful witch hunt.
Yep.
And so yeah, while you're coming to New York, he's showing up to the states where people don't usually support or Republicans.
Remember,
he's showing up.
New Jersey.
Yeah,
he had the New Jersey rally, the New York rally.
Yep. Yep.
I guess I think that his strategy is basically say go for all of it, make it too big to fail, too big to rig. He says, do it. Go, man.
And
if he takes New York, oh my God.
Make every point. I mean, Cobra Kai did it best. Make every point undeniable. He went to New York and spoke at the funeral of a cop who was shot by or who was killed by an illegal alien. He showed up. The governor was told to kick rocks.
Yep. Joe
Biden, who says, "Oh, we're going to tax the rich," goes to a fundraiser where it's $5,000 entry for some people, or $500,000 rather, for entry for some of these people to talk and shit, and Lizzo and whatnot, freaking Lizzo or Lizzozilla and other shit. I mean, I'm sorry, folks, but if Kathy Hochul thinks that she's winning any points with this shit, she's going to find out that the next Republican that runs against her is going to clean sweep her ass out of fucking office and tell her to get her ass back in the kitchen where she belongs. And yeah, I am saying some shit that can be construed as sexist and bigoted and whatnot. But you know what? She doesn't have any respect for me. Why should I have any respect for her?
They don't.
You disrespect me. You disrespect millions of voters. You're going to get that disrespect returned to you. It is that simple. If you don't like it, kick rocks. Welcome to America, where the First Amendment is absolute, shall not be infringed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just absolutely insane that this woman pulls this shit on CNN and others, and it's like, while you're trying to win New York, people don't like you. New York will never stand behind you. New York did stand behind him for, I don't know, 30 odd years when he was helping make New York better while he was improving things, while he was, there's pictures of him in the 80s with prominent black people. All these people who are on the news calling him racist have all taken pictures of him, said how much they admire him and all of that stuff. Whoopi Goldberg used to be a friend of Trump. Now she can't handle him. She can't even say his name without without a Harry Potter effect. He who shall not be named, or you know who, and other shit. It's like, go the fuck up, woman. Be an adult.
Because again, it will appear as a Hitler when all of the stuff is exposed, all of the child trafficking stuff, the pedo stuff, the money laundering stuff, the warmongering stuff.
Yeah.
No, but again, it's all about, I don't understand why anybody believes this shit. Anything that's MSNBC is the worst channel. It's and what they're doing there is completely, bonkers. CNN also, Fox in a way also. As I stopped watching Fox too. I don't even why when they fire Tucker, I'm over with them. And it's again, I read between the lines, and then I already know if something's be biased. They say Trump this, and they go, no, it's wrong. And it's just insane. The news journalism is dead. Mainstream journalism is dead. Hollywood is dead. Entertainment is dead. And again, my entertainment is from people like yourself, Orange Hat. The people that we associate online, because I'd rather see a real opinion or a real something that's made with love versus something that's made for mainly for profit or to get something to influence somebody else. So that's why I'm saying that's why they're dying off. And what my greatest fear is that just like in the beginning of radio, when they said, well, we have to, like, FCC was created, and that's why the radio is, censored and all that stuff, and television still too, to a certain extent, because they said, well, we have to regulate it because it's too much. So the prominence rise of like YouTube and Rumble and, X, they're going to say, well, there's too much out there and we have to regulate it, because it's not helping these other people. Because Hollywood's failing, and all that stuff. That's my fear, and I don't want that. No censorship at all. As we're here on Orange Hat Uncensored.
Yep. And so moving into our next topic, liberals are fuming over Caitlin Clark bringing viewers back to the WNBA. So, folks, did you know that there was a women's professional basketball league? The WNBA. Did you actually know that? Because
I did not know that.
It has been so dismal. The ratings have been so dismal that nobody watched it. People eventually forgot it even existed. And so then, well, all these black, lesbian, or other non-binary this, that's, and whatnot, they, thems, and shit are all whining. That's like, why aren't anybody watching us? We're lesbians. Watch us. We're black. You should watch us. And yet, because they made it about race and sex and not basketball, people stop caring. But then comes a woman who just happens to be white and happens to be heterosexual and happens to be very good at basketball, kicking ass, taking names on the court, and doing a very good job. And yet she finally brings people back to watching the NBA. People are starting to watch it. And, well, what do the black NBA players do? Oh, she's racist. What does the View, Sonny Hostin and them on the View say? Well, it's white privilege. Even fucking Whoopi Goldberg told her off on that one. Even fucking Whoopi Goldberg told her off, saying that. Oh, come on. Really? I mean, this woman just wants to play basketball. And people are saying, you're racist. You all are fucking racist because you support her. Fuck off. You suck at basketball. She's good at basketball. We're gonna go where the talent is. That's how economics works.
For someone named Sunny, she's pretty dim. My God,
what?
Yeah, she's bad, and she had that interview that she had with who was it, Bill Maher?
Yeah,
completely like clueless idiot. I mean, God, and I don't watch television. I only see the clips of it. And anybody who watches the fucking View anyway? God, it's like, oh,
nobody watches the View. I mean, it's on, but it's hemorrhaging them money. They're hemorrhaging money because of contracts
that's
and shit.
That's Disney. That's Disney. It's ABC. It's Disney. It's the same thing. They Star Wars, culture. They just want to destroy it all.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. It's what the Fabian socialists wanted. Tear it down, build it up, and you can build it up in your own image. That's why they're getting rid of.
Or go ahead. No.
That's what they're getting rid of everything, all the statues, so that they can put their own statues. Where they had that a few weeks ago, they had the people that were taking down the American flag and putting the Palestinian flag, and you had the people, kids that at schools were trying to stop them from doing it, and then some of them actually did the counter protest.
Oh yeah,
and so that's it worked.
And get this. Oh, speaking of that, you want to know what they did in response to that? UNC and all them decided to get rid of the DEI shit. They're like, you want to pull this shit? Fine, we are cutting funding to DEI. We're instead going to use that funding and give it to campus police. Enjoy.
Yeah. My gosh. And they had some poor guy out there I saw on Twitter today that he was out there when a chief of police who got hit or got some incident happened and he was falling down. But again, a poor guy. I don't know. Just
yeah.
People are being scared to death over nothing.
Yep.
And again, it's like what was the whole thing? There was some, I don't know if the statistic is correct. They said that the amount of people who in America who owned slaves back in the day was less than 2%.
Yep.
And if that's true, and again, where I grew up was I'm majority Native American. I'm a mutt. I'm everybody, and my grandmother worked in a theater that had colored and white. And again, the colored back then was blacks and Mexicans. So she herself had to go to use the colored toilet and toilet bathroom. Yeah. So then, but the thing is that people would always tell me, if I said, no, I'm going to stand up for myself, and said, oh, you're going against your race. If you're going to comply and fight back and be part of La Raza and all that stuff. No, I'm not. I'm not about the race. I'm about me. I'm about what I can do. I'm going to make a difference. And the person who is now exhibiting that in the whole realm of you can do it is Trump. He's doing it all the time. Yesterday, his speech was exactly that, about we can do it together. And he had a black Puerto Rican preacher from the Bronx, who is a lifelong Democrat, come out and say, I'm voting for Trump. And you had people that were living in there that you interviewed, all those people that were out there at the rally saying that I'm now voting for Trump. I'm a Democrat. Hey, he came to the Bronx. He came here. No one comes here. It hasn't been 100 years that they have never held an event in the Bronx. Imagine that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I thought, no, I've always heard about the Bronx. And again, I've loved New York. Well, I've been there twice. I was there in, was there three? No, actually 3 times. 2003 times. 2003, 2008, 2010.
Yep.
Shit, 4 times. Fuck. 2001, 2003, 2008, 2010. Sorry. I forget
was there
the first
in
time.
2012, but I was mostly in Brooklyn and Canarsie area. I went to Manhattan just to have a little tourist or a few hours of tourism. I will never go back there because I literally fear for my life due to our governor's bullshit.
Yeah. But it was very, very nice. It was when I was there. The very first time I was there. I loved it. And I actually left. The day I left was August 11th, 2021. Sorry, 2001. 1 month before September 11th.
Yeah.
And then 2003, I went back, but I couldn't go to Ground Zero, and I have never been there since. I can't go. I'd be too pissed off and too pissed about everything that they did.
Speaking of which, everybody wants us to support Palestine. Do you know what happened the day or September 12th, 2001 in Palestine.
Yeah,
There
I
was a
know.
party. There was a
Yeah.
fucking party.
I know.
Chance of death to America. We struck out and shit like that. Yeah. There was a fucking party. So I'm sorry, but when it does come to the Palestinians, I fear for, or I do not, or I pray for the children. I pray for the innocents. I do not pray for the Palestinian government because the Palestinian government is run by Hamas, the terrorist organization. And I'm sorry, folks, but if any congressperson in our fucking government ever praises Hamas, or if they praise Palestine's government in any shape, way, or form, I believe they should be arrested for treason because they are actually giving sympathy and support to an identified, legitimized, and designated terrorist organization. So yeah, when it comes to Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and the rest of the squad, AOC and that freaking gender bent Lex Luthor bitch, I can't even fucking remember her name. She's balder than Ruben. Fucking
she's a Star Trek villain.
Yeah. Fuck.
God,
I can't even
know.
remember. Ayanna
I don't
Presley.
know.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah,
Fucking,
gosh.
Alopecia Anonymous. Freaking G.I. Jane 3.0. I could fucking go on, folks. I mean, I have no fucking problem joking about this shit because honestly, there's nothing bigoted about it. If you can't fucking take a joke, get over it, bitch.
Yeah, she
Fucking sashay your ass up the fucking halls of Congress. Shut up and actually make yourself useful. Maybe cook a sandwich for somebody.
Yeah,
because honestly, you're not doing anything of any worth in Congress. All you're doing is going out in the fucking pressers and whining. That's all you ever fucking do. And what's her name? Corey, no, it wasn't Corey Bush. Who was the other fucking eyelashes? What's her fucking name? Crockett. Yeah, Davy Crockett's illegitimate black granddaughter. What's her name? Fucking yeah, Crockett, Crinkett. I don't know. Crumpet. I don't know. But anyway, her, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and AOC. Fucking shame on all three of you, by the way. And yes, but folks, I'm actually calling out Marjorie Taylor Greene too because that was kind of fucking immature of her, in my opinion. It's like, come on, bring some fucking decorum. Honestly, all three of you should have been censured. All three of you should have a fucking posted on your fucking record because you all couldn't keep your fucking mouth shut. It's like, oh, girl, baby, girl. What, you're going to do a fucking ghetto street threat against a or a federal fucking politician? Are you out of your mind, AOC? Oh, by the way, how was that copium? And how stupid are you to actually admit the quiet power out loud so many fucking times? AOC, folks, who was elected from a committee in New York City, the Socialist Committee of the Democratic Party. It's like, we're going to toss a fucking few names in a goddamn thing. Oh, this chick from the freaking coffee shop over here looks like she might be a good one. Let's say hello. Should have been fucking table dancing. I'm sorry, folks, but yes, I am saying some rude shit. And you know what? Honestly, this is Orange Hat Uncensored. And I am going to say some shit that I kind of need to get off my chest a little bit. Because, you know what? People just hold themselves back so much. And I'm sorry, but when these people show very little brain matter, very little brain function, LBF, or in their case, VLBF, very low brain function, they need to be called out. And that goes for Marjorie Taylor Greene, too, a Republican. I'm registered Republican, although I'm more of a constitutional conservative. But it's like, oh, wait, I'm actually calling out both fucking sides.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, when a fucking Republican acts up like freaking Lauren Boebert getting giving a hand job in a fucking children's theater, I think that was kind of stupid.
Right.
When fucking Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene comes out and fucking is like, You know, and your fake eyelash, it's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, why would you? And then they fucking go off and off. It's like, it's like, shut up, bitch. Fucking AOC. It's like, go, baby, go. It's like, baby, go. What the fuck? What's wrong with you? Go back to the ghetto, you bitch. It's all make me a fucking cup of coffee while you're at it. And I mean, that's all I would have to say about AOC. All these fucking Congress people, they forget a very, very valuable thing that also Kathy Hochul forgot. They fucking serve us. And them making they represent us. And when they are making a mockery of us, when they are saying or calling people bleach blonde, big black, I couldn't even fucking remember what eyelash Crockett had to say. I'm sorry, folks, but if you're gonna fucking go there, you don't belong in Congress. AOC doesn't belong in Congress. Half the squad, all the Democrats, and about 90% of the fucking Republicans don't belong in Congress. Nor do they belong in the Senate. Because all of them are in it for them fucking selves.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. And Donald Trump, he has only shown that he cares about America when he was sitting in the Oval Office. He has given away his fucking presidential quarterly checks. He freaking was president for free. He turned over his taxes and shit like that. And yes, people got a tax break that weren't the super rich. Middle class didn't get much of a tax break because he did a set amount. If you're richer, you're going to notice it more. If you're not going to notice it at all. Barely at all. But you will notice maybe like 50 cents more or 50 cents less in your fucking taxes. But God damn it.
Right.
When you were saying or all of this shit, Donald Trump was doing so good. Now, did he say a few things that were stupid? Absolutely he did. I do not agree with him when he says, these video games are so violent that they're going to lead to school shootings and shit. Fuck you, Donald Trump. I will say that right now. Fuck you, Donald Trump. I do not agree with you right there because I am a living example of a person who played violent video games, never went to shoot up a school. Not once did I even consider it. You want to know why? Because those violent video games gave me an outlet. They gave me an outlet. And yet, so yeah. And yet, people are saying all these video games are so violent, they're going to lead to the destruction of society. Let these kids who haven't learned the value of disappointment because of all these participation trophies and shit, let them play these games so that they can learn the value of disappointment. They should, or if you were having kids, folks, if straight up talk right here, uncensored talk, if you are going to bring a child into this world, it should be mandated by law that you play, what's that freaking game? Uno with your kid when they are 4 years old. And if they can understand the game, I'm pretty sure that they should, or that they will be old enough to understand it at 4 years old. I was. And they need to lose. They need to be freaking like have a million fucking cards in their hands and you need to slap down that draw 4 on them. You need to freaking make them so freaking pissed off that they throw their cards everywhere. And then you need to stop them and say, hey, you got to learn to deal with it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that right now, I actually, well, I never played Uno, but I've seen the memes about the whole thing. But I actually think that people would now call Uno they would put a trigger warning on it.
They would.
You think so?
Yeah, trigger warning.
A trigger warning on Uno.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, folks. Uno is the best game to use to raise kids because it teaches them, or it gives them the outlet and frustration, but it also allows you to guide them to handle disappointment. And you also can tell them life is going to disappoint you in so many ways. You can't lash out like you did at the card game. If you do, well, that's when you teach them consequences. Once they learn all of that, guess what? They're going to learn, or instead of getting bullied to the point where they say, or where they are going to, pull a Columbine or something, sadly. They won't have that because they will have the proper upbringing in order to vent their frustrations in other ways, like playing violent video games so that they don't actually end up going to a real place and doing it for real. I mean, that's me personally. I had a good upbringing. I played some very violent video games. I was heavily bullied too, by the way. If it wasn't for these violent video games, believe me, I would have been taking it out on the kids that I went to school with, but I didn't. Do you want to know why? I had a good upbringing. I let a lot of these people get away with shit more than they should have, sure, but I was never wanting to hurt them. In fact, I could have hurt them in a lot of ways. I mean, I was learning martial arts and I was very skilled, but I didn't want to hurt them because I was afraid I would hurt them. So I always held myself back, allowed myself to be fucking assaulted and bullied and all that shit until the one day that I actually said, you know what, no more. And after that day, they were kind of, we're getting personal here in Uncensored here, folks. I am sorry for that. But yeah, it made me a better person. It made them think a little bit harder and whatnot. But the point is, people got to learn to behave at an early age. If you don't, you're going to be like a Marjorie Taylor Greene. You're going to be like this Davy Crockett black granddaughter thing. What's her name? I can't remember her fucking name. All I know is that her last name is fucking Crockett, I think.
Letitia?
No, that's Letitia James. I don't know, but her fucking name's Crockett.
I don't.
And fucking AOC,
I don't care.
AOC, who belongs on the Nina Pinta Alexandria Ocasio Nina Pinta Cortez. What's her name or what's his name? That dude that's like, hey, she wants to kill babies and all that stuff. Look at that big booty on AOC. It's like, it's amusing, but come on, man. Yeah,
Alex Stein.
Fuck. It's like, dude, yes, these assholes deserve to be mocked. I mean, I did call Ayanna Pressley the gender bent fucking Lex Luthor. She is actually that evil if you really think about it. I mean, she would give Supergirl a run for her money, possibly even Superman. No, it's Superman. Shut up.
Oh God.
But I mean, I could go all fucking day here, folks. It's uncensored. We're allowed to freaking get our shit out. And I'm willing to bet that YouTube has probably cut my channel or probably going to cancel my channel after this. So
no,
I tell you what, on my if you're not watching my channel, I mean, I only have one person watching on YouTube, and you know what? If you're not gonna, hey, Junebug, good to see you, man. Well, okay, I'll leave it up for Junebug. Junebug doesn't have X. The only thing I have to fear is fear itself. So I'm not sure if I'm saying hello, but I just got here. Hey, buddy, good to see you, man. I mean, it's always good to see people in the chat. And you also got these guys here. Gray Soul 81. My mom destroyed me in games and never let up. I'm 43 now. I do the opposite, but tides turned when I was in my early 20s and learned better strats. Yeah, there you go, man. Made you a better thinker. The whole thing. There you go.
Learn strategy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you always have to remember something. No matter what you do in life, even if you do the right thing, you'll still come out wrong sometimes, and you have to accept that.
I mean, I was always playing chess with my brother, my middle brother. I'm the youngest out of three. And he was always kicking my ass, and it was frustrating me when I was younger. My dad taught me a very valuable lesson when it came to chess. He put up rook, castle, king, queen, and the knight, and all one of each piece. And then he grabbed the opposite color of a pawn. And he's like, you know how many of all these players a pawn can beat? Smacks all of them, just makes a mess all over the kitchen. All of them. Do not allow, or you got to learn to expand your thinking. Eventually, one day, I actually did beat my brother, and that was a fun little game. Although I do think he let me win. I mean, he was being a bigger brother, but you know what? It taught me a valuable lesson. I learned so many lessons from when I was a kid, and all of them helped me be a better person and better than most of these idiots in Congress and stuff. I may not be as learned as they are. I mean, some of these people have doctorates, law doctorates. Davy Crockett, granddaughter person, has a bunch of law accolades that she wanted to clarify because apparently she thinks that people were being racist to her. And so it's like, let me list off my accolades. I don't think people really care about your accolades. I think they care about your actions. Your actions were deplorable. And so wasn't Marjorie Taylor Greene's, and so wasn't AOC's. And I mean, folks, I have seen shit that all freaking politicians have done. This is Orange Hat Uncensored. I'm going to give it to you for real. All politicians who refer to the United States as a democracy should not have the right to serve our republic. And that includes my own goddamn Congresswoman, Elise Stefanik. She loves to go on to media or mainstream media and say, our democracy, this and that. It's like, bitch, you are a fucking Republican. Know your goddamn history. You call yourself a representative of District 21, New York. You are misrepresenting it every time you call our country and our government a democracy. We were never a democracy. Our forefathers hated democracies because they are proven failures. Now, yes, you all are going to call Rome a failure as well, even though it was a republic. It was a republic that grew complacent over many, many years. And yes, it grew corrupt. We are seeing a repeat of history. We are Rome's final moments of a republic, the fall of Rome. We're approaching that in the fall of the U.S. It's just taking a little bit longer than people were expecting. But it was a grand experiment. That is what the U.S. always has been, a grand experiment. And if you look at the Federalist Papers, John Adams says a wonderful thing about democracy. They are as destructive in life and as they are self-destructive in their death and violent in their death. That's a paraphrase, folks. I didn't get it right. But it's essentially, that is the point. Democracies are born to fail because democracies inherently do not give any room for civil liberty.
They stopped teaching civics and government, and and that's why we have people falling for. We have to preserve
this
democracy.
Yeah.
No, that's intentional.
I mean, if I was talking to these fucking clowns, clowns. I called them clowns, who are all in public saying he's a true threat to democracy. Charlemagne the devil. I stand with Black conservative perspective. He doesn't call him Charlemagne the God. He calls him Charlemagne the devil because, I'm sorry, I do not worship a false idol. And anybody who claims to be a god is instead, in my opinion, less than a dog because you have placed yourself above that which is holiest. And therefore, you are lower than the lowest. But anyway, he's saying, he's a threat to democracy. Bitch, we don't have a democracy. It shows how uneducated you are. And that has nothing to do with your race. It shows your ignorance. You are purely ignorant when you say that, U.S. is a democracy. No, we're not. Look at our Pledge of Allegiance, something they took out of schools for obvious reasons. They wanted your dumbasses to fall for it, which you did. Congratulations on that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There's a few things that you need to unpack there, folks, when you talk about the Pledge of Allegiance. Justice is blind. Therefore, she should be unbiased always. And right now, somebody ripped off Justice's blindfold, gave her a sword instead of her scales, and told her to hack away at the justice system. And those people are Democrats. It's absolutely insane what is going on in our fucking country. It is absolutely insane that that our government is prosecuting a political opponent. That's something that Russians do. The Democratic Party love to claim that Trump is Russia, 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 when Democrats are actually acting in concert with Russia, Russia, Russia. They're pulling the Putins.
Yeah, and
They're
Ukraine is now a
Putin.
dictatorship.
Yeah.
Ukraine is now a dictatorship.
Or they love to call Ukraine the Republic of Ukraine.
Gosh.
I'm sorry, but republics do not have their military grab a child and beat the shit out of him simply for telling a fucking joke.
Right.
The leader of their country, of a republic, doesn't get money that is meant for funding their military and do photo ops and hold concerts and do photo ops with celebrities.
Well, Zelensky did perform a piece of piano with his penis.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, folks, but fucking if he did, that's fucking disgusting. But it's like, what the fuck?
He did. So dumb.
I'm sorry.
On a game show or some entertainment show. Because again, his profession is actor.
Mm-hmm.
He was an actor, and he played his role in the Ukrainian television. He played the president of Ukraine.
Peace, slavery is freedom.
So it's so weird.
I don't necessarily agree with this term or this statement, Junebug. However, I do slightly agree with what Sly Stallone's Rambo said once. War is natural. Huh?
That's from 1984, I believe.
Oh, well, I never read it, so sorry. But Rambo once said, "War is natural. It is, or it's what is. Peace, that's an accident. When you're pushed, killing's as easy as breathing." That movie became a rallying cry for an entire country of oppressed people.
Hey,
Miss Martin Muses. Good to see ya. Always a pleasure, folks. If you haven't followed Miss Martin Muses, give her a follow. She does a lot of the Catholic Explained streams. She does other cool streams as well. My buddy Stig Kenobi goes on there once in a while. Great stuff, man. And hello, T. Grace, 1911. How did you? Yep, Merca. But yeah, folks, our country is at the precipice of destruction. Donald Trump, he is a Band-Aid. A Band-Aid that will prolong the inevitable for a little bit longer. Unfortunately, the truth is, our country is going to have to fail in order to rise again. The grand experiment lasted a good long while, almost 250 years. In 2 more years, it will have survived 250 years. But it won't survive if Biden is reelected.
No, it won't. But the thing is that here's what's so interesting also, and I didn't even know they did this per se, but the 2020 census and the 2030 census, due to the fact that you'll have an exodus from California, New York, Illinois, and you'll have a greater booms in Florida, Texas, Arizona, the Democrats are going to change. Demographics are going to change. In 2030, it's going to be even more. Because if cities continue to fail, like San Francisco, like and cities in the east coast, that are falling down, they keep on falling down, and the smaller towns are going to rise up. Like Tennessee's going to rise up, Arkansas, Florida, and all that stuff. You're going to have changing demographics. They're going to lose seats. California's going to lose seats. New York's going to lose seats. Illinois is losing seats. Yep. So you're going to have people waking up. That's why they're
bringing in the migrants to fill the seats and also to get more seats.
Yeah, but the thing is that they say they can do that, but the thing is that they won't get the redistricting into another 6 years, 2030. It's every 10 years. So by that time, if Trump's in office, and we have good people like Thomas Massey, Rand Paul, J.D. Vance, Boebert, Green to a certain extent, to Matt Gaetz, to and Byron Donalds, of course, to change things around, and people actually saying, because again, it's not about the government. The perfect, if I have a problem, which I'm dealing with issues right now, health wise, I'm trying to get walking and get healthy again. I don't go to the government. I'm reluctant to do that because I don't trust them. I'm doing it on my own. I'll take care of myself. I'll do things on my own. I'm not going to complain. Help me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stand up. And people now are basically saying they're not going to help me. I have to help myself, and they're doing that. And then again, a mega, not a mega Republican, a mega person. And what is MAGA? Make America great again in all aspects. I don't care. It's not about race. It's not about the political party anymore. It's about America, and you want what's best for yourself and for your fellow man. And you're doing it really hard every single day.
So this brings up a good segue to our next topic, because we've gone off the rails from the other one, but we're covering all sorts of topics, but I do want to sometimes get more specific ones. Trump's VP discussion. A lot of people are saying Ramaswamy would be the perfect one for Trump, or Byron Donalds, or Tim Scott, or frickin' Nikki Haley, or Tulsi Gabbard. Me personally, or Ruben, who would you pick for Trump's VP?
Vivek is on the top of my list. Also, people mentioned Byron Donalds, J.D. Vance. I mentioned him, but again, it's all about who is going to carry the torch for the MAGA movement. Who is going to be America First? Who will speak the way that Trump speaks? And the person who speaks the way that Trump speaks right now, off the cuff, right away,
Is Ramaswamy.
Is Ramaswamy, and then Byron Donalds to a certain extent. So either of those two. J.D. Vance, I don't hear that much, about him. Rand Paul also, who knows? But, right now Vivek is the lead, in my opinion. But who knows? But I do like Tulsi. I do like Tulsi Gabbard. Because, again, it's, how'd you say it? He's going to bring a coalition of a powerhouse. And I think if you have Tulsi Gabbard speaking at the Republican convention, and other people who were former, he has the pastor that was there yesterday, the guy in the cowboy hat, pastor, goes there to if he has it as this, they're gonna label it as, oh, he's bringing out all the black people, he's bringing all the Hispanic people. It's not real. No, they're real, because again, anybody who was out there already goes there. They have a history. They're not a new person. Boom. Ha! Ted
Nugent. My pick personally, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I will respectfully disagree. A lot of people will probably think I'm nuts for this. Tulsi Gabbard is honestly his best option. One, and here, let me explain my point, folks, before you be going, oh my God, you're a fucking idiot and this and that. One, she has a softer way of speaking, which will help get the women vote, especially the women who are on the more single issue voting. He is very compromised, or Trump already is very compromising when it comes to the abortion issue. But so is Tulsi Gabbard. She is pro-life, or she is pro-choice.
Right.
Two, she is a former Democrat. She is a independent now, I do believe, but she is also, she does have democratic values and whatnot, but she was always willing to work across the aisle.
Right.
Having a former Democrat in your, or as your VP, speaks to a unified front. You are allowing this person into the inner circle. Yeah, she may not have the same, or she may not parrot Donald Trump's talking points, but she will support the president. She knows the purpose of a VP is to support the president. She is aware, or she also served in our U.S. military. She is a patriot. And not only that, she is, or by having all of that, you are willing, or you will gain a lot more votes, because you are going to have those people who are on the fence, who are slightly leaning left, but on the fence. They will be like, okay, this person's actually trusting a Democrat in the second highest point. So, sure, I'm willing to vote for that. By having Ramaswamy, who is basically, in this case, no offense, a glorified cheerleader, parrots a lot of the points or talking points of Donald Trump. That is all well and good. What are his accolades in politics, though? I mean, yes, we got a good person with Trump when it came to he wasn't a politician. And yes, Vivek Ramaswamy isn't a politician. I would give him 2028. I would go 2028 for Vivek. But when it comes to him right now, give him or make him chief of staff. Make him chief of staff. He will learn political know-how by being in the arena a lot more as a chief of staff.
What about Secretary of State?
Secretary of State as well. Because then it's like, dude, baptism by fire, you're going to go into foreign diplomacy. But when it comes to Byron Daniels, a lot of people want him because he can get the black vote. But you have to think of the population over just a single demographic vote. When you are talking about the black vote, Trump has already grabbed 20% of it. He's got the 20% he needs to take away or to get to a political victory in the popular vote by having, what else is Byron Daniels got to contribute aside from political know-how? He's got political know-how. Yes, he's got that down very well, and he'll get the black vote. Sure. Same with Tim Scott. You got somebody who is willing to actually lift up black people instead of the others who want to continuously make them think they're a victim. So Tim Scott and Byron Daniels, don't get me wrong, very good candidates. But I am thinking of what's going to get a better vote count. Getting the black vote, a boost in the black vote, isn't going to help in this case.
So then here's the thing. Then you got Tulsi Gabbard as VP, Vivek as Secretary of State, and Byron Daniels as Speaker of the House.
Well, that would make him number 3 in case Tulsi Gabbard, or for God forbid anything happened to Trump.
Yeah, number 3. Yeah, Byron Daniels number 3, and then Vivek would be number 4 as Secretary of State.
You lost me with the no experience thing. Also, Tulsi is a gun grabber. Can't fly with that. Yes, she has, or the thing is, Tulsi Gabbard is a flipper. I will fully admit that. She is a person who has flipped on several different things. But I guarantee you, you put her in the vice president or in the vice president position, she will get the most votes for Trump. You also have who was the other one aside from Scott, Byron, and Vivek and Tulsi? Nikki Haley.
No,
after what Nikki Haley fucking said, or Nikki Haley is a warmonger.
Right.
Nikki Haley is a warmonger.
Yep.
I do not trust her in a position of power other than her being the ambassador at the United Nations. Or not to mention, she should be telling her voters, you should all get behind Trump as well. She did not give an endorsement to Trump. She did say she is voting for Trump. She did not give an endorsement to Trump after she finally said so. I think he's already has them, just the matter of the Dems cheating. That is also possible. But speaking to a unified front, I think that it also sends a much bigger present or a much bigger statement to the world. Tulsi Gabbard may not, or I may not agree with all the stuff that Tulsi Gabbard or about Tulsi Gabbard, but I guarantee you, in my opinion, and I haven't seen anything else to prove it or to prove me or to prove otherwise, she has the ability to gain a lot more or women to the side of Trump. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, women will never vote for Trump because of the whole grab him by the pussy thing. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody fucking cares anymore about the grab him by the pussy. The only thing that, or the only people who do care about the whole grab him by the pussy thing are feminists who can't get over the one issue.
And
that is called locker room talk. Now, before you get in there, let me ask all these women who are offended over the grab 'em by the pussy thing. If you have seen Thor: Love and Thunder, or have you ever seen a movie in which a male has been sexualized? And have you ever been in private talked about a guy's dick or anything like that? If you have, you are a hypocrite. The grab 'em by the pussy thing was done as an illegal private conversation that was illegally recorded. Unless it was done in New York, then it's a two or one party consent state. So it wouldn't be illegal. But it was a private conversation. People or guys in locker rooms fucking talk about all sorts of shit. How they would like to fuck a woman up the ass or grab them this or this and that or whatever. People will fucking say all sorts of fucking bravado shit. Don't necessarily agree with it all, but you know what? They're not expecting to be recorded either. Patrick Bet David for Secretary of Defense. Amazon votes. And as for the Dems cheating, they are going to try to cheat. Yes, they are. I guarantee you. Republicans can counter this by doing ballot harvesting themselves. Republicans have got to take off the noble gloves. They are letting Democrats win time after time after time. They even fucking voted to expel one of their own from Congress in a area of New York that went by fluke to the Republicans. Now they have now the Democrats have an extra seat because they expelled Santos. But yet,
right.
What's his name gets to pull a fucking fire alarm.
Yeah.
And it's on video of him fully intending to do it. And yet he's not expelled for committing the same legal crimes that January 6ers have been
exactly
charged with.
Yeah. Disrupting a
political conference or whatever proceeding. Yeah. I'm sorry, folks, but if Republicans aren't going to take off the fucking adult gloves and beat the fucking Democrats at their own fucking game, start calling the Democrats racist. Because believe it or not, they are fucking racist. Jim Crow was a fucking Democrat. The Confederacy, those people became Democrats.
And then you know who the most famous who's the most famous Democrat who became a Republican?
I don't know.
Reagan.
That would be Donald Trump.
Reagan.
Oh yeah, that Reagan too.
I know.
But yes, there's also Donald Trump. He was a Democrat.
True.
And he became a Republican. And that's when Hollywood lost their shit.
Yeah, but that goes back to your whole idea that Tulsi Gabbard, because again, I like her. And again, the time I liked her, and I said, it's fine if she, because again, this is back in 2016, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and I said that's fine. But everyone said no, she's a Democrat. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care. She seemed genuine, and again,
Yes,
and
I
the
do.
thing is that Tulsi Gabbard has been one thing that I appreciate. She's been consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In my opinion.
Or well, no, Tulsi Gabbard has been a flip flopper. She is a
In
flip
what way?
flopper. She flops more than a fish. Have you ever noticed that when they use the phrase "our democracy," my theory is that that means they're private little democracy of elites who get together to vote on what happens to the rest of us.
Right.
Yes, that is basically the truth.
Right.
It's not much of a theory, man, when it's proven true. I'm a lover of history, and you look at everything in American history, every evil act, every racist act, everything that was done wrong in the country was done by Democrats. Yeah, by Democrats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly, yeah. Now, I will say mostly. I will not agree. All of them did it because George W. Bush is a Republican, and he wiped his ass with our Constitution back in 2001 by instituting the Patriot Act.
Right.
After 9/11, folks, he introduced the Patriot Act, which passed, and he kind of fucked over the Constitution.
Yeah.
The law of the land dictates if any law is passed that directly flies in the face of our Constitution, believe it or not, that law is null and void and cannot be enforced. So technically, if a person say fired me from a job because they didn't like what I had to say about some sort of political thing, Democrats, yeah, same difference. Yeah, I get it. I know what you meant, Junebug. But if they fired me for something like that, I could sue them for discrimination. And they said, well, your speech was hate speech. You have yet to, or now it is up to them to prove how I have physically harmed or how I have put anybody in danger with my speech. So therefore, that law could not be enforced. Them spying on us, the Patriot Act, as soon as if I was old enough, I would have sued the federal government. If I had the money, I would have gotten a lawyer. The second the Patriot Act was released, I would have sued the federal government. And I would have said, this will not stand. I will sue you in a class action lawsuit because this law is unconstitutional and I will take it to the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. You are not going to spy on me just because you think I may be a terrorist. You have to have proof before you ever get a, what are those things called? Warrant to spy. Nixon was the president who first got the U.S. economy entangled in China under Kissinger guidance. He thought if the two countries were financially entangled, it would prevent a war between them. Nixon was a fucking idiot. And yes, he was also a Republican. He was also one of the more corrupt people out there as well. Folks, corruption is on both sides. Mm-hmm. When it comes to FDR, who was actually a socialist, even though he went for I think he was a Democrat.
Right.
I forget which party member he was, but he was actually very much a socialist. And he believed that the government should hold sway over many social structures, up to the point where he even got a third term as president, I do believe. It was before my time, but I do remember picking up a history book at one point and reading about that. But yes, Republicans, Democrats, when it comes to vice president of the United States, I want somebody who has a better chance to send a message of unity. Yes, Tulsi Gabbard is not the perfect choice. but she will most likely grab a lot more votes than Byron Daniels or Tim Scott or Vivek Ramaswamy. Because Trump already has the fucking MAGA crowd. Vivek Ramaswamy is not going to bring in many more votes. I'm sorry, he's just not. He's MAGA.
Because he put all his cards into Iowa and didn't get anything. So yeah, you're right.
Exactly. So it's like, there you go, man. But Nikki Haley, sure, she'll give a little bit of a boost to Trump, but I guarantee you he'll also lose voters if he uses Nikki Haley. Byron Donalds, Tim Scott are good for good to boost the black vote, but we already got 20% of the black vote, according to polling. Now, yes, polling is basically not the most reliable and never has been, but if the polling is true, which, a broken clock is right twice a day, hopefully it's true this time. Right. But when it does come to getting the woman vote, the single issue abortion voters who are on the fence, you got Tulsi Gabbard and Donald Trump who are willing to compromise in that arena. You have a person who has never had a war during who has never started a war during his tenure as president. You also have a patriot as the vice president who served her country with distinction. You have a person who is also a former Democrat who is able to work across the aisle and who has always been willing to work across the aisle, to negotiate, she's also a good negotiator, from what I hear. Yes, she has a flip-flop record that makes her record look like a fish, like the physical embodiment of a fish flopping on dry land. But I guarantee you, she knows that her purpose as vice president will be to support what the president does once he makes a final decision.
True.
So yeah, folks, Tulsi Gabbard is in my opinion, she is the best choice for vice president of the United States with Trump for 2024. I know a lot of people are probably thinking you're out of your fucking mind. I know the extreme MAGA crowd, if they're watching this, will also say you're out of your fucking mind, put in Vivek. Vivek won't give us extra votes. He's MAGA like Trump. He's pure MAGA, and all the other people who are on the fence are not going to back that up.
Right.
Now, am I saying that Vivek can't be like number 3 or number 4 or whatever? Give him a part in the cabinet.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he will serve very well. He'll even get people, he'll fucking hire people, because he can afford it, to help him learn some of the shit that he needs to learn. Yeah. He is a billionaire, I do believe.
Makes sense.
Byron Donalds, Tim Scott, give them give them roles. I mean, Byron Donalds, put him on the fucking, or make him what are the roles in the freaking cabinet? I mean,
yeah, Secretary of State, Department of Defense, they're all there. There's some.
Byron Donalds in charge, or put him in the cabinet in one of the departments. Tim Scott, same thing. Put him in one of the departments. But but when it comes to Speaker of the House, or not Speaker,
I want Byron Donalds Speaker of the House. I think he'd be
good. Yeah, Speaker. Yeah, sure. There you go.
Because again, I think about it. Because again, if you're I know you're correct. The fact that 20% of the vote is now going to Trump for the black vote. Imagine if he starts to go. He's doing it in New York already, but imagine if he goes to California, he goes to Oregon, Washington, Arizona, Nevada. He's leading in Nevada now, but all of the states that he lost last time, or all the states that have gone, blue over the last 20 years, he starts going to those. Oh shit. Imagine if they get a super majority in the House. You know, I think it's like, what is it? Like, my God, what's the super majority? 67% of the is Republican. You know, real big majority. Then they can. Then Byron Donalds could become, you know, Speaker of the House. And imagine, oh my gosh, the majority, all Republicans are voting for a black man. What's going on here? And they cannot no longer say he is the Uncle Tom. This is so dumb that they say they bring out that phrase, overused phrase for the wrong thing. It's just insane.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And another thing, folks, another thing that a lot of people need to realize, Democrats showed their hands in the worst way back in 2016 and 2017. Trump ripped their fucking masks clear or right off. Over the next few years, they kept on becoming more corrupt. They kept on pushing more corrupt things, and they went so far off the reservation that they were kneeling before foreign people and foreign flags, flying foreign flags and all that stuff, which is a violation of the flag law and all of that. And yet they are saying things like, or look at Pelosi. Her fucking state has allegiance to China, not the United States. California, folks, literally has a Chinese national in their election committee, in one of their election committees.
Yep. Very true.
And I'm sorry, but the first thing I would do as president of the United States is I would declare a federal arrest warrant for Justin Trudeau. Because Justin Trudeau welcomed Xi Jinping, a leader of a hostile nation against the United States, into our country, and he showed deference over the country or over our country's leader toward a foreign national. He also allowed a foreign national to be part of an electoral committee. I would put a federal arrest warrant out on Justin Trudeau. Or not Justin Trudeau, but Gavin Newsom. Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada. He's a fucking dictator himself. So it'd be like, if he ever fucking comes into the United States, I'd have his ass arrested too for being a tyrant. But then again, that would start a war. So you know what? Nix that. Plus, if Tulsi got it, at least we would have a hot vice president. She's not a bad looker. I will give her that. She is actually quite a beautiful woman. She's Hawaiian. Hawaiians have that exotic beauty.
Oh, Hawaii.
Yeah. Hawaii. Hawaii.
You're gonna say a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll open a luau.
Yeah. But having her as a VP, you also have a person in the military in your top two position, or in one of the two people in your top two positions, military record. Presidents or vice presidents with a military background tend to have the administration tends to flourish a little bit better with the military.
Yeah.
But yes, I would put a federal warrant out for Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
Because that man has committed treason in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Because it's like, I'm sorry, dude, but you are hiring a foreign national into a state elective position. And she's here, or if she's not here legally, I would deport her ass in a heartbeat. In fact, when it comes to, or if I was in a position, I would say all federal land is about to be seized by our country. Also, if I was Trump, if he wins 2024, I would null and void the 800 billion that we owe to China in our national debt, or part of our national debt. I would void all of it. and I would go to the bank and I would request, or the world banks, and I would say, I request avoidance on our debt to China due to the fact that they put a hostile pathogen from their country and released it across the world.
China. Just kidding.
Yeah. Calvin Coolidge was arguably the most conservative president in history and one of the best. His one mistake was not running for another term. I don't know much about Calvin Coolidge other than he was president in like the 19 teens or 1920s.
1920, 1921. He left.
Yeah. But what's it like talking into the abyss? I don't know. I'm not talking into an abyss. But I did once stare into the abyss, and you want to know what? When it stared back at me, it shuddered in fear. Have a good day, sir. Fishbones 64. But yeah, folks, when it comes to Trump VP, I would definitely support Gavin. But I guarantee you, if Trump is stupid, which he is not, he's actually quite intelligent, and he picks Nikki Haley as VP, he'll lose votes. He'll actually lose votes. I won't vote for him.
Right.
I won't vote for Biden either. I'll fucking write in my vote Trump and Gabbard. I'll actually write that in. It's a wasted vote, but you know what? I'm sorry. In good conscience, I can't vote for Nikki Haley as a vice president. She's a warmonger.
Yeah, she's crazy.
And Trump has 4 years to clean up the fucking Middle East, to look at, or to also clean up fucking Europe, and also give Europe notice. It's like, here's the thing. You either pay your fair fucking share, or I will leave it to you to pay for the fucking war on your own goddamn soil. Because here's the thing, folks. I do not think that we should be engaged in Ukraine's war with Russia.
Right.
But I will say this. Trump, if he gets in office, he'll take one look at Putin and say, knock that shit off right now. And Putin will most likely comply.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to be like, oh, he's working with the Russians. Putin listened to him. That's because Putin has already said about Joe Biden, he wants Joe Biden to win the election because Joe Biden's easy to predict. Where you have the madman Trump, who will possibly push a fucking nuke on us if he gets into office. It's like, fuck, okay, I'm backing off. Believe me,
exactly.
Russia is watching the U.S. election, and chances are they're going to try to interfere in the election in favor of Joe Biden. They're not going to support Trump. So you all thought that there was election interference from Russia back in 2016. There is going to be election interference. There already is election interference due to them trying to arrest and persecute Trump right now. But I guarantee you, Russia's going to throw their hat or throw a bunch of cogs or wrenches in the machine to try to destabilize our elections, to make it so Joe Biden can win.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I will also say this about one senator in particular. What's his name? The one with the brain problem, Fetterman. He's actually looking a lot healthier now that he is actually took some time off.
He's making more sense now.
Yeah, he is. And he's actually allowed himself to heal from his stroke, so he doesn't have to use that reading machine as much. And he's also able to speak a lot clearer now. Right. But man, I may be opposed to him politically, but the dude does say some shit that is actually quite agreeable sometimes.
Yeah.
Him calling out Congress and saying, I apologize to the Jerry Springer show for these people acting a fool. And then fucking AOC rips into him. It's like, bitch, he's a senator. You're a congresswoman. Shut up.
Exactly.
It's like he could actually make your constituents make you look like a fucking fool. In fact, you don't need any help in that area. You already look like a fool in front of your constituents.
Oh, she is a fool.
She's more than a fool. I mean, this is where I wish I had that freaking clip of King Kai. He is a fool. He's a big, dumb, stupid fool. Just look at him. And, I mean, it would just be perfect to edit it a little bit to say she and her and whatnot, and then put freaking AOC's head over Goku's face. That would be just perfect, man.
Just makes no sense. That's what she thinks she says.
Yeah. Then there's also the lovely, or there's all. Goddamn, man, Team 4 Star. Have you ever heard of Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
I think I have, yeah.
Or it's basically Team 4 Star from YouTube did Dragon Ball Z Abridged and stuff, and it's like, I love freaking King Kai, man. It's like, I don't have to tell you everything. I don't have to tell you anything. I mean, he's just so fucking hilarious. Shut up, George Takei. Oh my. It's fucking hilarious.
Sure.
But oh my god, man. Hardwick, yes, Coolidge definitely was one of our best presidents. Yeah, I would have to look more up on him. But yeah, under Trump, in my lifetime, Trump has been the best president. And that's coming from somebody who was originally registered a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
I was originally a Democrat. I'm registered Republican, but I only do that literally, folks, because in the state of New York, you have to be one or the other to do local elections. You can't be an independent and vote in local elections. Me, I don't like Republicans. I don't like Democrats when it comes to stuff. The only reason why or vote for either one is because nobody else can really go into the local elections and be like, hey, I want in. Unless they suck on a bunch of yogurt or pudding and call themselves a socialist. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm actually hoping that the man whose impersonation I'm doing, who likes to suck on a lot of pudding and actually went to Russia and sang the national anthem. Yes, I can do a imitation of Bernie Sanders, along with a Bernie Sanders version of William Shatner, as I talk a little different.
Yeah, sure the hell
yeah,
sounds
I
like
found out years ago, folks, back in August, I found out like 3 or 4 years ago that I could do the perfect fucking Bernie Sanders impression. And I absolutely hate the fact that I can do that. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get a lot of pudding. We're going to vote out the racist Donald Trump. And we're going to put in the actual Nazi Joe Biden. And we're going to bring back bread lines. And we're going to have a lot of pudding. And I'm going to be able to sit on my freaking yacht. And I'm going to smoke a Cuban cigar. And have my Che Guevara beanie on. And I'm going to say, we will win this for Mother Russia.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
He would do that. He would do that.
Hey, being a libertarian is not bad, man. I don't know what the fuck I am. I'm a constitutional conservative. I believe in the Constitution. If you're against the Constitution in any shape, way, or form, fuck you. That's basically my point.
Yeah, makes sense.
And yes, I have actually given thoughts that are kind of against the Constitution. However, when it does, or I have said, if I have to suspend the Constitution, I will go down this road in order to ensure that this country gets back on the right track. But I'm a libertarian with a lowercase L, not a capital L. Oh, so you're a lesbianitarian. No, a libertarian. Yeah, I'm just fucking with you, Junebug. Good to see you, buddy. Love you. But yeah, we've been going for hour 39. You've all been going for like, I don't know, maybe 10 to 20 more minutes. Put it up to a 2 hour specific.
Sure.
But yeah, what else can we talk about? I mean, we've gone off the rails for so long.
Hey, it's a shit show. Well, uncensored.
Well, it's a shit show, and it's also Orange Hat Uncensored. We're talking about all sorts of shit, you know?
Exactly.
So let's go to Twitter and see. Not Twitter, and okay, that's cool. There's a bear. You can't blame the bear. The sign does say open 24/7. It was in a laundromat and fucked the shit up. That was cute. Yeah, it is, right? But yeah, let's go to the Millie Bobby Brown was Jesus. Nick Rekieta is trending. Okay, folks, the Nick Rekieta thing. I will give my thoughts on Nick Rekieta. So Nick Rekieta is apparently a YouTuber. He's a lawyer person. And I don't know the specifics of what happened to him. I know that he got arrested for a gun charge and a drug charge. All I know about Nick Rekieta, folks, is that I watched his channel a couple of times during the Depp v. Heard case. And I found a little bit of insight and excitement or enjoyment from it. However, the thing is, I don't know so much about the case to say that I haven't watched this channel enough to really say that I'm a fan of Nick Rekieta. I can't say that I am because I haven't seen a lot of his stuff yet.
Right.
But I will say this. If the dude is getting himself into drugs and shit, and if he's about to go to prison and shit, may it turn him around. May he learn the lessons that he needs to learn to turn his life around. If he is found innocent and shit, I hope he does get take this shit as a lesson that he needs to learn. Believe me, jail changes you. Jail, not prison, jail. Prison also changes you, but jail can also change you too.
Yeah.
So I don't know much of what's going on with Nick Rekieta and his wife because I do believe his wife also got arrested.
Yes.
But I hope that they learn their lesson and get rid of the drugs and shit. And I pray for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I may not be a perfect Catholic, but I do pray. And I will pray for them.
Yeah.
Did I see new photos of Billy Zane playing Marlon Brando?
Oh God, you gotta see this shit. Go look it up. Billy Zane, Marlon Brando on X. Oh my God.
He's playing Marlon Brando?
Yes.
In what? A biopic?
Yes.
Right.
And holy shit, it looks like Marlon Brando.
All right, let's take a look. Top, well, get off of Nick Rekieta. Trending. All right, so Luca is trending in the NBA. Jesus fucking Christ!
What?
It's a bunch of sports trending in the trending section on Twitter, and I hate sports. Fuck your sports, man. And that's the trending section. News. Okay, let's go to news. Katie Tur. Who's Katie Tur?
I have no idea.
Nor do I. Must be unimportant. Venmo. Stealth launched. Trending in business and finance. Newsom. Bronx. Caitlin. Nicole. Appeal to heaven. Rafa. Higgins. Shifty Schiff.
Oh,
another person that should have been expelled. Libertarian Party. $CAT, which kind of spells scat, but whatever. ATT5G, printing and technology. Doggeda stealth launch. Gavin. Mumu. Whatever. Entertainment. Let's see if Marlon Brando is a Millie Bobby Brown. Why is Millie Bobby Brown trending? See what's going on. Millie Bobby Brown, 20, and her fiance. The fuck?
What?
She is getting married at 20? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Or now happily. Oh, she got married.
Yeah,
congratulations to Millie Bobby Brown.
I put it in the private chat.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't see the private chat. Sorry, I'm reading off.
No. I put the Billy Zane thing. Marlon Brando.
Okay. Oh, let's see it. Johnny, Joey, somebody. Furiosa. Congratulations, Lisa. Who the fuck is Lisa? I don't know. Portugal, Death Row, Gogeta. Why is Vegeta? Why is Vegeta and Gogeta trending? Interesting.
Vegeta? Like Vegeta?
Vegeta, like the character from Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
Oh, no.
Dragon Ball is also trending. What the fuck is going on? Lisbon races and shit. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's
Billy
not
Zane's
Brando.
playing Marlon. On the right, of course not. But holy
Both.
shit.
Both are him.
Oh,
are
those
Billy
are
Zane.
both Billy Zane?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
And then if you go and not in that clip, but there are other photos of him. Like they show him in different phases of his life, and he changes appearance to look like him in different parts of his time. So it's going to be a historical, like, his history.
Well, I think that people need to see this too. So if I have to see it, you have to see it, folks.
Exactly.
And you will see it as you
Eventually.
see it right now.
Look at that.
There it is.
Crazy.
Billy Zane, man, he played a great superhero back in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Nice Dragon Ball Z. The Phantom.
I like that. I like that movie.
I do too, man. I loved it.
Treat Williams' villain is kind of weird in a way, but I did like the story. And of course, the up and coming actress at the time who was in the movie, who was it who was the
that was Swanson. Or Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta-Jones, yes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah. In her black leather suit. Oh yeah.
Gotta say, man, she made Villainous look hot.
Yeah, just like who was the other one that did it? That did it really well. Famke Jensen in GoldenEye. Yeah. That's the other one.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
With her lethal legs.
On a top? She likes it on a top.
Or Zenya Zorgevna on a top. On a top? On a top. She wants to be on a top. Millie Bobby Brown, husband is John Bon Jovi's son.
Really? Okay, let's go. Well, might as well. Shit.
Are they living on a prayer?
Oh, no.
Be kind of funny if they were.
Give them all the prayers. They're good to go. They're doing well.
Give them some prayers. There you go.
I'm living on a prayer. I'm trying to, at least,
Play some Bon Jovi. It might boost that prayer up a little.
It can happen.
But yeah, we are. There isn't much that we can really say much anymore, folks. And it's almost, or basically is midnight right now. Holy crap. Yeah. So, Janet, hope you're having fun with family. We love you, gal. We will see you all next Friday. Folks, also, I do want to let you know, Thursdays, I do my, or twice a month, I do singles on my channel. Thursdays with Jade Shadow Mara. I will no longer be doing them on YouTube. YouTube has gone full fascist when it comes to my streams. They will, or if I do any sort of movie showing on my channel, they will pull it. They literally lied in their justification of pulling my stream.
Oh, dear.
Saying that I was using audio from a third-person source. I was not doing that at all. Unfortunately, I can't prove it. I tried appealing. They rejected. So YouTube has essentially lied beyond compare or lied beyond reason. And I will not trust them with those streams anymore, folks. I can play the movie on X, and I can show you guys the stuff on X, so I won't get hit with the copyright. I will do, or so if you follow my channel, if you want to follow me on X, it's Orange Hat 2185. The blue, look for the blue check. Thursday nights, 8 p.m., twice a month on X. I will be doing the singles with Mara Jade. We got Ghost in the Darkness coming up for June, as well as the movie The Saint, both with Val Kilmer. So with that being said, folks, Ruben, anything you want to plug before we go?
You can follow me on Rumble, on X, on YouTube. I did some live videos this past week. I'll be doing more videos coming shortly. It's been really busy. Been dealing with a lot of issues with my health, just a lot of muscle tightness and just very difficult to walk. But I've been pushing through and doing things. So continue to follow me there. I will be posting videos starting tomorrow again. And I'll do it if I'm feeling well. It's been difficult, but I'm pushing forward and doing that. But follow me everywhere. I'll be putting more content because it's important to do that. And the one thing I'll be talking about also doing a video about OpenAI, because now with the new update, you can actually will now OpenAI will actually if you ask it a question, it'll know about you. If you have a public persona out there, it will know your information. So then basically I'm going to go by with it. I'm going to take that information and run with it to basically, be a force for good in the world. That's what you have to do. You have to basically not fight the machine. It's like surfing the machine. It's a big wave. Get a surfboard and ride the wave. You have to fight the beast, run with it, and stand up for America. Stand up for what you believe is right. So continue to do that.
Yeah. So thank you to all who have been in the chat. Hardwick, Conroy Riker, Tim's Talk, Junebug, and the others who are in the chat as well from other channels, Gray Soul 81, and everybody. Make sure that you sub to everybody. Miss Martin Muses, thank you for dropping in, and Ruben, thank you for being in the chat as well, and thank you for being part of tonight's Orange Hat Uncensored.
Yes, sir.
So thank you all so much for joining. Y'all are freaking amazing. Sunday is going to be my Star Wars celebration stream instead of weekly recap. Tuesday will be my Star Wars breaking down the Disney lore, giving my thoughts on that at 1:30 p.m. Weekly recap Sunday stream is 8 p.m. On my channel with Nerd with a Cigar, as well as two others if they want to join. We're going to be talking 1 through 6 and our favorite stuff from the EU. As well as Tuesday night is also going to be the Barroom Podcast with me, or I'm on Society Reviews channel. So thank you all so much. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs before the year 2025. In fact, the goal is actually 2025 by 2025. If you can help me with that on YouTube, that will be awesome, folks. I want to get there before January 1st, 2025. So I already got enough watch time, and I do thank everybody. Keep up the support. I really do appreciate it. And yep, y'all take care and have a wonderful night. And always remember to stay humble. And before we go, let's see here.
Are you done? Are you